Well, whenever you want us to.
You can come up now.
Okay, all right.
So
We've been summoned.
if it was that easy, I'd do it all the time. Um, are we done? Okay. Volunteer of the Year is a program that I started when I came on board here because I am an avid supporter of nonprofit organizations, volunteer organizations. I truly believe that they're the lifeblood of a community. They are what gives us as government agencies the opportunity to have people volunteer and they fill gaps that we just can't reach. And so it's a win-win. We've got some volunteers going to recognize today. They're incredible. Each one of us from our communities find a volunteer or a group or both and honor them. And I could tell you that probably all of them will do this tomorrow, whether they got recognized today or not. A sincere, true volunteer does it because it comes from the heart. There's no payment and there's no accolades given. When they do receive it, they usually are embarrassed about it, right? Think about that. So I am challenging all of you. If you can't make the time, then donate to your nonprofit organizations. It is so important to keep our communities going. Um, and you'll get a lot of gratification either way to know that you were part in some way. And if the more you can give, the better it is, whether it's the giving of your time. So we're going to bring up those that we felt were very givers, servants in our communities. We're going to go in numerical order. Doesn't mean that Supervisor Medina is any better than anybody, but he's number one. No, his district's number one.
I'll take number one. Thank you, Supervisor Spiegel. So our district put out a call for nominations for Volunteer of the Year, an opportunity to recognize someone who embodies the spirit and service and commitment to community. And this year we received not one, but two separate nominations for the same individual. Someone whose passion for civic engagement, social justice, and community empowerment made a deep impression on everyone around him. It is my honor to present the 2025 Volunteer of the Year for District 1 to Aiden Mallory. And Aiden could come up. Aiden is a dedicated advocate for his community and a shining example for what it means to give back. After graduating from Pitzer College last year, he returned home to Riverside, not to rest, but to get back to work. He's been actively volunteering with the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles, offering pro bono legal support to low-income community members across the Inland Empire, helping folks access housing and secure employment. Aiden has also contributed to civic engagement efforts with the Riverside City Council, and most recently, he began volunteering with the Riverside Art Museum Harada House Rehabilitation Project, a project dear and close to my heart, helping restore a nationally recognized site that honors Asian American history and civil rights. Throughout all of his efforts, Aiden uplifts unrepresented voices, preserves our shared history, and creates space for young people to participate in our government and civic life. Aiden, your work is an inspiration to us all. You remind us that leadership is not about titles, it's about action, about heart, and about showing up for your community. On behalf of the County of Riverside and the residents of District 1, I am proud to present this proclamation and recognize you as our 2025 Volunteer of the Year. Congratulations, and thank you for everything you do.
I have the honor to recognize a nonprofit organization of the year as well as a volunteer of the year. I'm going to begin with the volunteer of the year. And this is Joshua Pope. The city of Lake Elsinore nominated him. So to me, that really touched all of our hearts. We had numerous, and we kept going through ties and bringing, but this young man does an amazing job at cleaning facilities, at doing stuff around the city, the neighborhoods, the community centers, senior centers. He is primarily consistent cleaning and sanitizing tables and just doing all kinds of stuff that people who get paid don't like doing it. But he enjoys it, he does it with vigor. Okay, is Joshua here? Please come up. For you, thank you. Wait, stay here, Joshua, stay here. You can tell how eager he is. He spends more time with staff than some of the employees. Um, did Did you want to share a few things about him? I know you're his brother. Are you proud of him? I don't think we need to say anything else. We're so proud of you, Joshua, and thank you for all that you do. Stay up here. We're going to take a picture. Joshua. We'll get the pictures at the end then, okay? Okay. Now, for our nonprofit organization, this gentleman was nominated as an individual as well as his nonprofit. John White, can you come join me? John is a teacher by trade, by choice. But I want him to tell the story of what started his nonprofit. I think that I know it is very touching and touch all of you.
Yeah, so I'm a middle school teacher in Corona at El Cerrito Middle School. I started this charity, I think, about 14 years ago as a teacher leadership program I was doing with in Riverside County. The goal was to donate 5 bicycles to each of the elementary schools in my district. So 155 bicycles. I wanted those bicycles to go to impoverished children whose parents wouldn't be able to afford a bicycle as a kind of a Christmas present. I wanted the teachers at schools to be able to bring those bicycles to those kids, creating that homeschool bond. And the third part was to provide real volunteerism opportunities for my students who were always asking me for things that they could do. The program has blossomed over the years, where last year, so the goal of the first year was 155 bicycles, all through donations. We gave away 196 the first year, and it was going to be just really a one-year plan, but it turned out so well that the program has continued to grow. Last year, and then for the last 2 years, we've given away over 1,200 bicycles. Originally, it was only going to be the Corona Norco School District. We now provide to 5 entire school districts and parts of many others. We provide to local organizations that work with the less fortunate students in our communities. Just something to give them their first driver's license of sorts. And it's, you know, there's plenty of community members that have helped us businesses. Karen Spiegel has been a great supporter and has always offered me advice when I reached out to her. And so I appreciate you for that. Thank you so very much. My daughter, well, my daughter was my inspiration. It's true. I walked into Toys R Us one time when my daughter was 5 years old, and I sat on the floor looking at the bicycles. Which one do I want to get for my daughter? And I realized that I was in a place where the cost wasn't going to be an issue, but I started thinking of all those kids I've taught whose parents weren't going to be in that place, and that's where that the idea came for this. After last year, we've given away over 10,000 bicycles.
I didn't nominate him. He had 7 or 8 nominations from different people. But I wanted him to share that. Hopefully, it reaches in your heart and hear that story about how fortunate you are, I am, all of us are. We should be reaching out to help others who aren't so fortunate. So his organization is called Bicycles for Children, nonprofit.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. I'm going to say a little bit about volunteers and nonprofits and my own personal experience to give a little context to the folks that we are recognizing today and in my district specifically. Um, we moved to Riverside County in 1989. We lived in Murrieta for 11 years. And the population when we first got there was about 20,000 people. So all of the parents, all the new parents that moved to Riverside County, put their kids in school, found themselves saying yes and volunteering for just about everything because, well, there weren't enough people for you just to be on this committee or this nonprofit, that. And so a lot of people pulled together and volunteer for a lot of different things. Today, I'm going to recognize an individual as Volunteer of the Year and a nonprofit as well. I recognize that there are other events that occur throughout the year. For example, chambers of commerce like to recognize different groups and people, and that's great. The Board of Supervisors also likes to go beyond that. And for those folks that maybe got nominated but didn't win, we see people who are also contributing in a big way in our communities, and we want to recognize those contributions. So in 2000, after we had lived in Murrieta for about 11 years, we moved to Temecula, and I started meeting a whole different group of folks than those folks I had known in Murrieta. We still are friends with those folks in Murrieta, but also added on folks in Temecula. And I also got introduced to a service club, which really was a great hub for being involved in different things in the community without necessarily being connected to one specific nonprofit. That service club is Rotary, and its motto is service above self. And I always appreciated that because everyone that was a part of that club was there voluntarily, and they gave up their time and their money to help different projects in the community that would benefit needy residents. And so with that said, today I have the honor of recognizing my longtime friend for at least 25 years, Judy Zulfikar, as the 3rd District's 2025 Volunteer of the Year. While Judy and Judy, if you want anyone else to come up with you, that's fine. They're welcome. So there's a connection there with Rotary. One, Judy and I were Rotarians together in that club. This job has forced me to miss most of those meetings now, but I just pay a big fine and say, I'm still with you. Judy currently serves as the district governor of Rotary District 5330, representing more than 1,848 Rotarians across Riverside and San Bernardino counties. That is quite an achievement for a Rotarian, and it gives the district governor an opportunity to be engaged in many more issues across a broader range of our communities. Under her leadership, District 5330 has significantly expanded its youth development efforts, annually sponsoring more than 450 high school juniors to attend the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, RILA, and 280 seventh graders, students to leadership camp. Rotary 5330 was instrumental in distributing hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to graduating seniors, providing transformative opportunities for young people throughout the region. It is an honor to recognize Judy and all of what she brings to our community. Congratulations and thank you, Judy.
Thank you. Chuck is truly a wonderful friend, and I was commenting that my daughter and my granddaughter are here, and I believe Michaela beat you at pool one time at a Rotary event at our house. But Rotary is definitely service above self, and I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the 1,840 some odd Rotarians around this community, some of whom are on this stage, that really do good in the world and have service above self. So I am truly honored for this nomination, and I appreciate having the opportunity to serve with all of you and everyone here in this audience.
And like my colleague from the 2nd District, I picked two, one volunteer and one nonprofit. Just now the chairman said I wasn't supposed to do that, but she got away with it, so I'm gonna do it too. We also have with us today my selection for a nonprofit of the year in the 3rd District, the Western Eagle Foundation. And if there are representatives here from Western Eagle, please feel free to come on up now. Hey. Hi. So she probably qualifies for the same comment the chairman made earlier. With the 1st District representative or volunteer, he was amazed at young people getting involved and being volunteers and being recognized for that volunteer effort. And I would have to say, it's great to see that the next generation is picking up the baton and carrying it. For more than 30 years, Western Eagle Foundation, under the leadership of the Sija family, has been a pillar of hope and sustenance in Riverside County by providing food boxes to the public 7 days a week. The foundation's emergency food bag program benefits more than 400 families each month, and their food box program feeds 14,400 families annually, making a true difference in their lives. Thank you, Todd and Savvy, for your commitment to our community and those most in need. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you all for being here today, and thank you so much to the supervisors, especially District 3, Chuck Washington, for the recognition, but we're just very grateful to still be here today and to be able to help serve those in need.
So everyone that you've seen so far obviously deserves this recognition. And rightly so, whether they give back through community service in the city, or through bikes, for example, or through making sure people get fed. That's all very important. And Supervisor Washington provided some background as to why he appreciates this effort, Volunteer of the Year, as well as Nonprofit of the Year. And it takes me back to when I was a student. I had the opportunity to go to school in the East Coast, And I was at Harvard University in a course that was provided by a professor whose name was Chuck Willie. And Professor Chuck Willie used to talk about soul power. And he talked about the importance of the civil rights movement and how he was great friends with Martin Luther King Jr. And he made reference in that class about the community of man, the community of woman. And the point was that it is important that as we continue to fight for justice, equal rights, tolerance, making sure that there's no discrimination, making sure we do what we can to not have oppression among us, that we take a little bit of ourselves, a little bit of our soul power, and we give that back to the community. And you do that in your own way, however you so wish. But in order for us to be a community of man, a community of women, it's not just about oneself. It's about your community. And so, that takes me to my next point, which I am very proud to announce and honor and present my Volunteer of the Year award to Mr. Patrick Evans. Patrick, come on up, please. I'm going to say a few more things, okay, Patrick? Okay, so first, I want to thank Patrick for joining us. Patrick is the chief meteorologist for KSQ TV in the Coachella Valley. He does the morning weather and came out here regardless. And that's the person that I know. Now, you might be saying, why a meteorologist? Why an individual from a news station? Well, let me tell you why. Because over the years that I've known this man right here, through thick and thin, through my political career, over 20 years, Patrick has been one individual that whenever I go to different events, no matter where they are in the Coachella Valley, guess who's there? Patrick Evans. And he does it in his own way. He volunteers by emceeing events. He volunteers by judging. He volunteers by showing up on an ongoing basis. And he's done that throughout the valley, more so than anyone else that I know that works for any other news station back home. And so I felt it was important that he get this recognition. Many names came to me from staff, from friends, but for me, this cycle, it was very important, second to none, that my good friend here, my good buddy, who never asks for anything in return, who never asks for some sort of paycheck, he just shows up and he demonstrates the epitome of what Professor Chuck Willie and Martin Luther King Jr. once said, and that is the community of man. And he demonstrates his soul power every single time he shows up. So Patricio, Patrick, congratulations, buddy. You deserve this proclamation. Want to say a few words? You want to say a few words?
Supervisor Perez, thank you so much for this honor. I have the privilege of working with a lot of different nonprofits throughout the Coachella Valley. I'm very lucky to be in the profession that I'm in. It gives me a bit of visibility, and then I'm able to then help elevate other organizations by using the platform that I'm given. And I appreciate the recognition today. It's humbling, and I'm very grateful.
Well deserved. Gotta go back to work. You don't see them there, you want to talk, and you better let them money out.
Thank you. All right.
For District 5, and I just want to say a few words before I bring up my volunteer of the year for the district. Like it was mentioned earlier by the other supervisors, is doing it in your own way. And this individual does that. She continues to give back in the district, in the community, through a wonderful nonprofit organization known as the Valley Community Pantry. And this is an organization that really gives back to many people that are either homeless or at risk of being homeless and need food. This individual has really stepped up in so many different ways. And when the committee reviewed the applications, we were really amazed of what she did. And so I'm going to call her up, and then I'm going to say a few words. So if I could, we are honored to recognize Herminia Sharp as the 2025 Volunteer of the Year. So, Armenia, it's really an honor to recognize you. I think of service above self. When I was reading the application in the background, she's volunteered for the Valley Community Pantry for many years. And what really amazed me is that during COVID-19, she continued to volunteer, continue to be there even in the face of danger without pay. And even it went down to like about 2 volunteers because of COVID-19. And she continued to do that. Herminia was at the pantry every single day and continues to be there every single day, arriving early and staying through the afternoon, helping with daily operations, supporting fellow volunteers, and ensuring that just everything runs okay. So we are just so honored to recognize you, and I just wanted to say that for more than 8 months, you've continued to work very hard for the nonprofit organization, and she continues to do more and serve better, and as she lifts others as well. So she really, Ms. Sharp is really the testament of compassion, of love, and like I mentioned, service above self. And I think when I read that application, it just really stood out. And we are honored for you to be our District 5 Volunteer of the Year. Okay. Congratulations.
I just want to say that I feel very humbled to be recognized here. I never, ever thought about recognition or anything. I just wanted to do something good that make me feel good. And believe me, every day I go home, I'm happy because I had that opportunity. Thank you.
Can I have all the volunteer of the years and organization of the year come forward? We're going to get a group picture of everybody.